is when the first local wildfires pop up. Of course, they'll pop up. We've already had some smoke from Canada. But typically around July is when we first get a few little starts. Really tends to get going in August. Starts to taper off, hopefully by middle of September.
We hope, right?
We really hope. It's gone as late as the end of September sometime, but there's, a good 6 to 8 week period there, late summer, early fall, that it's pretty icky.
Yeah, icky and a challenge, right? Especially those who have like compromised, health issues. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But we got a project that we really want to share with everyone and make sure that they know that this is a tool for you when it comes to smoke season, because it'll be here before we know it, right? July is right around the corner. So show us, what is one way we can help limit our exposure to smoke?
So what I brought here today is a DIY project. It is putting together an air filter fan or a clean air fan. You can buy them. You can buy commercial ones like HEPA filters, but those can get kind of expensive. This is on the cheap. So what I have got is some duct tape.
Okay.
And I have just got a 20 by 20 filter. What's important about the filter, though, is it needs to have, if I can find it, of course it's on, there it is. It needs to say MERV 13.
Oh, okay, it's a rating.
It's a rating.
Got it.
What you might see on the front of filters is this sort of like graphic that'll tell you. Now, I do want to point out, sometimes it says smoke on a lower rated thing.
Okay.
That's not good enough. You don't want to just go with this picture smoke.
Don't go by that.
Don't go by that
You
picture.
need to look for the MERV 13 that we just showed you here on this filter. And this, by the way, is your standard HVAC filter, right?
It is available just about anywhere.
Okay, great. You can go to your local home store.
Exactly.
Grab that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I bought all these supplies for about $50.
Okay.
So
great. I'm going to have you start building that, Sally.
Okay.
And we've got Dakota on the camera to make sure that people are seeing how you're constructing this. Drew, let's chat too, though, about who may be at risk when it comes to smoke season. What are some things we need to keep in mind?
Well, susceptible groups include children, older adults, pregnant women, as well as people who have compromised systems, as well as health conditions such as respiratory issues, heart issues, lung disease that can lead to symptoms such as nausea, fatigue, headache during a smoke event?
A smoke event,
yes.
No, absolutely. And it's because of the fact that they're just a little more sensitive to the fine particulate matter, the smoke and the air. That can probably really cause some serious irritation.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe some secondary symptoms. I mean, I know someone who suffers from asthma and a couple other respiratory issues, and whenever there's a smoke event, they always get a sinus infection. Always seems to result, something like that happens. So when we are in smoke season, you know that you are sensitive. Is wearing a mask a good idea? Is that something that maybe they should consider?
Yes. First, I always recommend to talk to your doctor before wearing a mask. However, wearing masks is most beneficial for filtering out the particulate matter if you have to go outside.
Okay.
But the first most protective measure in order to protect your health during a wildfire smoke event would be to stay indoors if possible. If you have to go outside, then it is highly recommended for you to wear a mask that has a tight seal that is close and suctions to your face and is able to filter out particulate matter, because not only will that help to protect your heart and lungs, it'll also help to protect your overall health.
Okay, got it. All right, but the best thing is, if you can, stay inside.
Yes.
Make sure your home HVAC system has a proper filter in it, and that maybe you're building one of these. Yeah,
or both.
13 or both. Yes.
Yeah.
And if you got to go to the grocery store, put your mask on as you're going and doing your running around, and then maybe limit your outdoor activities.
Correct.
Like especially for kids, right? That might have asthma.
Yes.
If they're in sporting events during the summer, which we all try to be so active this time of year. Maybe limit that, right?
Yes, and it's also very important to understand that kids are more susceptible to the health effects from wildfire smoke due to not only because they're smaller, but because they are growing and developing. Whereas on the other side of that spectrum, older adults are more susceptible to heart and lung disease from just life.
Yeah.
From aging, and these symptoms that are associated with wildfire smoke exposure can be even more severe within those groups. Within people who are within either the very young as well as senior citizens.
Okay, got it. All right. So these are all very important things to keep in mind. Again, though, the home filter here is a great option for not just those that are in the risk groups that Dr. Drew and I were here talking about, but just anyone in particular who's really just wanting to limit their exposure to the smoke. You built this, again, HVAC filter, found it at a home store. You sealed this really well around the edges. I imagine that this is probably a key point.
Yes, that is. So
Okay.
you want to make sure the only air entering the fan is going through this filter.
Okay.
And what you probably couldn't see, and I already covered up with tape, is that there's little arrows on here. And you want to make sure the arrows for the fan and the filter, that this filtered air is going into the fan. We don't want it.
You want to tape it the right direction.
Correct.
So pay attention to the
Pay
arrows.
attention to those arrows. Other thing, you're going to want to close your windows and doors when you use it. It's not going to do you a lot of good if you leave your windows open and then turn this thing on.
You want the airflow in your home to be coming from one central area to make sure it goes through this filter in itself. So close all the other doors and windows, but maybe have the one window open. Is that what you do with
Nope.
this?
No.
No, all of them are
windows.
closed.
All of them
Where do you
are
position
closed.
this in your home then?
Middle of the room.
Just like a HEPA filter.
Yes.
You'd get online.
Exactly.
Okay.
Also keep in mind, a portable air purifier unit is good for creating a clean air space, more so a one-room space, such as
Okay.
a bedroom or a living room. And it is very important to make sure that there aren't sources of smoke coming from inside the room, as well as to make sure that doors and windows are sealed in order to prevent smoke from outside to come in.
Got it.
And so these are very, very good for creating a clean space for the whole family.
Okay, got it. And so would you want one of these per room then?
Either that or just pick it up and take it with you. It's so portable. So
Good
while you're
point.
asleep, put it in
It
your
is
room.
movable, folks.
You work
Okay.
from home, put it in the living room.
Where do our viewers go for more information? Because I know that there's so much more we could be sharing too.
Well, you can go to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, or you can go to the website for the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality.
Wonderful. Both of you, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Everyone stick around. More out of today right after the break.